Hello! Welcome to the Lattes and More
Hi.
podcast. We're bringing you another fun one today. We are talking about our favorite villains, and if there's time,
Yes.
some of our favorite tropes in our books and stuff that we love today. So,
Yes. Who doesn't love
as
a
we're,
good villain? I mean,
you
if you
have
read
to love
enough
a good
fantasy
villain.
novels, you have to love the villains.
And I'm not talking just the morally gray MC that we all love in most of our reads. I'm just talking, there's some good written villains in a lot of
There really are.
books, shows, and all kinds of things. There's some excellent ones to pick from. So we'll start
Yes.
it off. Who was number one on your list when you started making your notes and stuff? I'm curious.
My first one that came up, my first one that came up because I recently read it was President Snow because
Oh,
he is so
yeah,
evil.
yeah,
He
he's
is so
awful. I agree.
like like Coriolanus Snow, you rat bastard. No one knows what you're thinking. No one, you can't keep up with what he's thinking. Does he like people?
Yeah,
Maybe. Does he not like people? For sure. Who comes up with the Hunger Games? Who just thinks that, you know what? I get pissed off that you tried to overthrow my government, so I'm gonna kill your kids and bring one of
yeah.
them back to the Capitol and make them my little darling and keep them forever. And then, part of the reason, and you'll get this more when you read on in the books, and we kind of figured out why he coughs up blood all the time, is because when he goes to poison people, he drinks the poison himself because he's like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna let them know I'm about to get that is insane.
It is.
But he's
It's
so
also genius at the same time. Because,
yes,
it's
and
not
he's
like he's having
so
to
well
swap and
written.
drink the correct. He's so well written. And,
Shoot, I'm just gonna shoot it right on back.
Susan Collins almost had me feeling bad for Snow. And then I'm still like, no. He deserved what he got. Almost had me feeling bad for him. But
Sunrise
no.
on the Reaping.
Uh, uh,
You deserved every bit of punishment you got, Coriolanus. No, I'm starting off, we saw in oh, by the way, I don't know if we said it or not, but as always, this is spoilers. This is always have a spoilers. Um,
yes, yes.
who in the Ballad of Songbird and Snakes is literally starving to death in an apartment, eating beans, and comes up with the Hunger Games? That's fucked up.
Yeah.
He's a psycho, but everyone who read Songbird and Snakes were you develop some sort of empathy for him because all he wants to do is be on top. All he wants to do is, Snowlands on top. It is his motto. It
Well,
is he's so
even
evil.
the original three books, how they're written, we don't like Snow. He's awful, but it
No.
still had me feeling sympathy for him. I was like, no, you're a bad guy. You are
He
the
is such a
worst.
bad guy.
Yeah, he's so well written.
But he's so well written. I just can't even that's just that he
Yeah,
was the first one. I was like, Coriolanus Snow.
yeah,
Okay, who's yours?
that's so funny. So first on my list, for anyone that's read The Song of Ice and Fire or watched Game of Thrones, Tywin Lannister. He's a genius. He
Yes.
knows he knows how to play the game to get what he wants, but people just don't do what he says. You know. But he's
He's like,
awful.
I don't care how
So
much money I have to spend
bad.
to kill you.
Yeah. He's like, I don't care what it takes, but here's how we play the game. And he probably could have made it to the
Hmm.
end if his family would have just done what he said. But can't stand him at all. But he's an excellently written villain. Um,
He's so good. He's you just love to hate the Lannisters in general.
true,
I've
true.
actually not ever read the books, but Tyrion
You
Lannister
got
will
time.
always
It won't ever
be
get
my
finished.
favorite character.
Yeah. Another one from Game of Thrones is Ramsay Bolton. Dude's a psycho,
He's
but
so crazy.
he's so off his rocker, but he's so well written. Just to come up with the schemes and the things that he does, he got what he deserved, especially in the show. I'm like, yes. And for spoilers, if you've not watched
Absolutely.
the show, I love that line when the hound's asking Sansa what happened. She said, "I fed him to the hounds." I was like, oh, yes. It was perfect. Like, everything she went
I
through.
love
But
me
he's
some
an
Sansa. I'm like,
excellent.
way to go, girlfriend.
Yes. Ramsay is an excellent villain. He really is. But, ugh, dude's cringy, psycho, and everything.
Dude's
But,
fucked up, man. Like, he's like, your name's Reek. And
yeah.
I'm like, no, it's not. And then at the end, I'm like, just say Reek. Just say Reek. Damn.
I know, like, oh gosh, just do what he said. Yeah,
Just
like
agree. Like,
just
stop,
how he
God. He's
was. Yeah,
psycho.
just how he's written and the things he was coming up with. But I'm like, dude, what happened to you for you to get to that point? Like, what happened? But yeah, those were the two
Absolutely.
that immediately popped up on my when we were like, oh, let's talk about our favorite villains. I'm like, Game of Thrones, top of the list. Like, they're so good.
Game of Thrones. Game of
Um,
Thrones. Game of Thrones. Now, this one is, I mean, technically, my next one is probably, I'm not, he's in a graphic novel. Um, oh, I think I got
okay.
disconnected, but maybe I'll reconnect here in a second.
Nope,
Am I alive down there yet?
you're still there.
I think
Keep talking.
so.
Yeah, you're good. You're
Yay,
alive.
okay. One of my favorite villains, good. One of my favorite villains is from the graphic novels and actually from the TV show because I've not ever read the graphic novels myself. From The Walking Dead. I love the governor. He is one of my favorite
Yeah,
villains that I have
he's well
ever read
written.
about. He's or watched on TV. I will argue to the end of the day. Uh-oh. I think I really disconnected this time.
You're good. No, you're good. Keep talking.
Oh, okay. One of the things that I really like, to the end of the day, I will argue that he and Rick are two sides of the same coin. Like, you're telling me if Carl wasn't a zombie in the early on series that he wouldn't have kept him in his little house? Like, the governor's just trying to fight for his way of life. And so is Rick. And who's to say that they're not like they're the sides of the same coin? Now, given the governor ends up being a complete nut job. But in the beginning, he and Rick are very close.
Yeah. I'm not actually watched the show back. I think we got our connection fixed, hopefully.
Every bit of technology I own is like
It's fine. It
just the
happens.
bird.
It
It's
happens.
fine. Everything.
It's
So this is my mom's cat, Sushi. If you
so we
hopefully he
were
doesn't attack us. He's a
talking
gigantor
about.
Siamese.
He's cute though, but we were talking about the
He is.
lovely.
He
The
evil.
Joker
He's a
was the
villain.
next. Yes, he's a villain. My other favorite villain is the Joker because we all can agree that I've loved the Batman universe, DC universe. The Joker is such like a mentally messes with you a villain, and when you
He
dive into
really
like
is.
more of the comic world and everything of what he does to other Robins and everything and how badly
Yes,
he
he is
messes with
such like
Batman, he's so good.
he's so good, but at the same time, he brings like a level of justice to the world that you're like, are you actually evil or are you just morally gray? And then he like slices someone's head off, and you're like,
Yeah.
there it is.
Like, oh no, you're
There
evil.
it is. Like,
Yeah.
oh no, you're evil. You're evil for sure. Like, one of my most vivid memories was going to see The Dark Knight in theaters
Oh yeah.
and watching the magic trick that happens. I will never, ever
Yeah.
forget that moment. Ever.
Right. Um,
He's so good.
he is so good. But and even some of the comic shows that they've put out, because we've of course watched them all on HBO
Yes.
Max in our house. He does some crazy stuff. Um,
He really
it's
does.
wild. Especially yeah, but
He
he's another one on my list. I'm like, he's a good villain. He's so many different
he
areas
is
with him
good.
and everything. And they've depicted him well in
He
the
is.
movies for the most part. Like I have my
They
own
really
opinions
did. And like,
on like the Suicide Squad when they kind of hint at some of the Joker and some of that. Not my favorite, but that's also because we had an excellent one in The Dark Knight, so you can't compare to that way.
You
You
can't really
know.
compare to Heath Ledger.
No.
Like, I mean, Heath Ledger was just the best out of all of them. But
Yeah,
at the
he did
same
it
time,
well.
he really went far with it.
Yes.
He really went far with it. So one of the next villains that I'm going to bring up is kind of on the same like high schooly thing. I love the Volturi from the Twilight series. I mean, you're telling me three stylishly dressed men living their own little vacation life in Italy, like drinking the blood of humans, like conning them to come into their little castle as a historical, you know, a museum tour, and then you just feast upon them, and they're just and you're just living your little best Italian vacation, like. Pop off, queen. Like, way to go. You are living my dream. I would love to be drinking the blood of humans on the Amalfi Coast. Like, hello,
Yes.
who doesn't want to do that? And like, they're little collectors. They're like, oh, are you a vampire with special abilities that can make my life better? Snatch. Like, I want you, don't you want to come live on the Amalfi Coast and con humans into coming into their death? Like, hello? Bam! And you look at all the cute little outfits they get to wear. Like, they are, I just love them. And then but at the same time, who thinks that they are going to be overthrown by the people that are eating deer? You know, like, the vegetarians, like, we all know that vegans are not going to take over the world. We know they're not. You can't tell me someone who doesn't eat bacon is not going to, like, you're going to go far. Like, hello, that's a life source. And the Volturi is like, but why? But you were afraid? But you were afraid of the vegans? No, no one's afraid of the vegans.
Oh gosh. That's great. Um, so good. So
Okay,
my next
is it time to
villains.
bring up the most controversial villain?
Ooh, let's go for it. Let's go ahead and do it. This one's on both our lists for sure.
Okay,
It's a big hot
it's a hot
take,
take.
but it's a true. In my
It's a big.
opinion, it's true.
It is. Albus Dumbledore's a villain.
Facts.
He is.
Biggest villain in
He's
that
a
whole
villain.
series.
He is a villain. Who cons a child into saving the wizarding world, gives them little to no instructions. He's not even just a child, an orphan child who has no parents, whose aunt and uncle have had him
Knowingly,
under a staircase.
knowingly sent him to be abused because he knew they were trash people.
Yes.
Could have pulled him from that
Knew it.
situation. I know the protective magic and all that had to be tied to a blood relative. You gotta be kidding me. He couldn't have found a workaround. I'm sorry.
Like,
Villain. Villain.
villain.
He knew what
Instant
was
villain.
coming and didn't even have the gonads to tell Harry up front as soon as possible, look, dude, you're basically going to be raised for a lamb for slaughter because here's what you're going to have to do. We're going to better prepare
Yes.
you. He could have prepared him. Homeboy didn't even know how to heal a paper cut,
He didn't even
okay?
give him an instruction sheet. Like, he's 9 years old, and you're gonna make the child save the world? Like, you're not gonna get kids these days can't even put their
Facts.
name on their work.
Oh my gosh. Well, like, even when he's 16 and he's like, we're going to work together, all they did was look at memories. Yeah, they went on the bad
All they
escapade
did.
to find the Horcrux, but like he could have said, "Hey, we're hunting Horcruxes. This is how you can kill him, but you better keep this locked up tight."
This is a Horcrux.
Like he just, it's just like you're such a villain. You set him up with no information. So,
He's such a douchebag. He is such a douchebag. Like, he
Oh.
is, and like, I want to love Albus Dumbledore because he's quirky and he's fun and he wears the purple robes and he loves knitting patterns and all this other stuff. Fucking say that what you need done. Like, you're gonna tell Harry, you don't even tell Harry what a Horcrux is. It's just like, oh, that's a piece of his soul, and you're gonna have to kill them in order to kill Voldemort. But by the way, you're one too.
or it could have just been like, "Hey, by the
So-
way, I can't give you all the details because if word gets out, it's game over. But here's the books to look at from the restriction section in the library that would actually explain this to you. Or I'm going to hide memories in the snitch and let you be able to get them there. Like, I'm going to give you something. Okay, like,
Gave him nothing.
nothing to go on. And I'm like, what? You didn't even properly magically prepare him either. Like, yeah, he
No.
is. I
And
know
then
it's
it
a
comes
hot
to,
take,
like,
but he is a villain in that story.
he's a villain, and
Yeah,
everyone knows Snape is a villain, and I have very strong feelings about how much I hate Snape because, first off, who tries to kill the other semi-orphan child? Neville. He kills his friend. He tries to kill his pet at least twice a book.
well, he didn't even
Like,
care.
who wants to kill the kid's
Um,
frog?
like I get he was like abused and was bullied and everything, but he did not care about James dying. The Voldemort
Heal
was walking.
yourself.
Yeah, didn't care. He was like Lily, Lily, Lily. I'm like, I get okay, but like you're a weirdo at the same
First off,
time.
in any
Why?
other book, you would be a stalker that has a restricted, like a restraining order against you, and like I think about this all the time. So in the books, it's supposedly like Snape finds Lily and James and all
Yeah,
of this after it's over. So you just like walk over dead James, like,
and
hate you anyways, and then
like,
just keep on walking to the lake.
and didn't even go to the screaming baby.
No,
Like,
didn't go to the screaming child.
no. Um,
Always my ass.
yeah, like he's a deeply flawed man. So is Dumbledore, and but I'm just like villains. They're villains.
Villain. You're a villain.
Like
And like going back to Dumbledore in the Order of the Phoenix, that book pissed me off so bad because Harry is an orphan, and the one time like you've built up this connection, and all of a sudden when he needs you in his biggest teenage years, you're gonna just ignore him for a year.
yeah,
Like, what kind of fucked
simple.
up shit is that?
Give him a note like, hey bud, like I'm gonna have to distance myself this year because you and Voldemort have a deeper connection that we have to explore or something. Like give him something.
Just
Um, yeah,
something.
crazy, big
Something. No,
villains.
give him anything.
Yeah, love the series. Love it's one of my
Love
favorite
the
reads
series.
of all time. But yeah, the older I get, like when I've reread it as an adult, I'm like, what?
Harry.
So messed up.
Poor Harry.
There were not many adults
Poor
in his
Harry.
life that were actually trying to take care of him. So
No, there weren't. I mean, and
there's
he's
a
like, I'm
few.
gonna name my child after you, Albus Severus Potter. I'm like, fuck that. It needs to be, Arthur Hagrid or somebody that gave two shits about you.
Yeah, or Fred. Like, come on, like
Fred?
he cared more about Harry than most of the adults.
Fred?
Uh,
What? Like, no, he's like,
yeah,
what? No, no, thank you.
it's crazy. But another one of my favorite villains. This is from a series I know you have not read yet, so I will do this without spoilery. But well, actually, I have two on my list that are from series I know you have not read yet. But in the Lady of Darkness series by Melissa Roweridge, it's almost like very Throne of Glass vibes with a darker twist on it, a little more adulty. Highly recommend it. It's completed. It's only 5 books instead of 7. Um, Alaric
We
is
like
the
a
villain
5
in
book.
there. He is so well written, but from like page 1 when he's introduced, you just want to be like, stab him. Like he's such an awful person. And like when you go more through the series, you're like, could he get any worse? Yes, he can. He could. He did. Like he did get worse, but he is so good. I highly recommend that series to anyone who has not read it. It is so good. But that's all I'm gonna say because I don't want to spoil anything on it. But
That's fine.
um,
That's fine. I like a good story. I'm one of those people that this is highly controversial, and it might make me a villain myself. I'm gonna read the last page of the book. I'm gonna read it, and if the last page is interesting enough, then I'll read the book to see if I want to figure it out.
I
But I'm gonna
I
read
just
that last
can't.
page.
I just can't. Too many things get spoiled that way. Like,
Listen,
I can't
if
do it.
there is
Yeah.
a series we're both reading, The Dungeon Crawler Carl, and I don't know how fast that I texted you about a certain character, and I don't want to ruin it for people who aren't it. Well, you know what? Hell yeah, we have a spoiler alert on here. There's a spoiler alert.
Spoiler
Dungeon Crawler
warning.
Carl. Princess Donut is my favorite character, I think, of all times, because obviously we love cats. Like, look at Sushi in the background here. And if I texted you maybe after the second chapter and I said, if Princess Donut dies, I don't need to read this series because I can't handle it. Because I get too emotionally
And
attached.
I don't think I
And
was
you know
done
what?
yet.
You know
I
what
was
I'm
like,
playing for this?
yeah.
All I need to know is yes or no. That's all I
Yeah.
need to know.
At the time,
I
I wasn't done
blame
with it yet, but
Veronica
I was like,
Roth
she's
for all
not.
this.
Oh, that was some trauma in that, but it's a good series. Like, you say what you want about
It was.
Divergent. I was
I
sad.
ate that shit up like
Yes.
mashed potatoes on Thanksgiving.
But you've got to appreciate somebody that's willing to off that character. Like, it's a rarity. Like, we all love a good story where everything gets tied up pretty nice bow. But sometimes, and there's a series that's uncompleted, and the next book comes out next year, that I'm real worried everybody's gonna be dead. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, this can
Oh.
bridge into the next villain. This can
Yeah.
bridge to the next villain. Fourth Wing. Who is the actual villain in Fourth Wing? We don't know. Everything is leading us to say Venenar.
I don't think it's actually the villain.
I don't think they are. I
Oh.
think they're bad guys. Don't get me wrong. Like, I
Yeah.
think they are bad guys. But one of the main characters turning Venom, the one that she's, like, written for all of us to, like, love and adore, Venom aren't the real bad guys. You cannot convince me.
I'm worried that it's gonna turn out the dragons are the bad guys in that story. I am. I love the dragons.
I don't even know what I'm going to do with the dragons.
If you want me to read a book, tell me it has dragons in it. Like, okay, like, I love dragons
Facts.
and all the dragon lore of everyone else's, like, stories and worlds they've built. But I'm real worried she's setting that series up for them to be the true big bads.
She is. She really is. And she's also setting up for a Divergent because
Yeah.
I don't think nobody's making it out of that book alive. I think they're all dead. And I think Jacinia is writing their obituary in books for the Scribe Quadrant. So we can remember, like, a true past. Like, I don't think anybody is living. They're all going to die.
Yeah.
You can't convince me they're not.
Yeah.
But you know what? I would totally love if Violet just went villain herself. And because, I mean, if my super hot boyfriend turned Venom, I'd be like channeling the earth the next second.
Yeah. I wonder, and then we'll hop away from a Fourth Wing because we can talk about this more on another one, but I wonder if maybe
Absolutely.
not all the dragons are big bads, but enough of the elders
Agreed.
are that some of the other ones are secretly, covertly trying to overthrow them. And I think that's why we've not gotten a ton. Like, the series is called the Empyrean series, okay? There's a reason it's not the Writer's Quadrant, but that's why
Absolutely.
I'm thinking, like,
Or Basquiat.
yeah, like, there's a lot of bad people in that story that we don't know are bad just yet, I think, but I think it's gonna hurt a lot when we
Yeah.
but that
Yeah,
ties
it's
into
going to hurt a lot.
another couple. There's like at least three excellent villains that our man Pierce Brown has written in the Red Rising saga, and I'm not gonna say much.
I'm
I
going to
don't
dive
want to
in.
spoil
I'm going to do
it.
it one of these days.
It's amazing, and each book gets better. I am not a crier. I cried in 2 different times reading his books.
Oh, shit.
Like, bawled like a
That's gonna hurt
freaking
a lot.
baby and had to go stare at the wall to get myself together. Okay? And I don't
am
cry
a
at
crier.
books. Yeah. You have no hope. And I'm just gonna name them. They're well written and they show up at different points of this story. First one is Adrius. I'm not gonna give last names so that way help for spoilers. He's an excellent villain. That's all I'm gonna say. Excellent villain. And then there's an Atlas, excellent villain. We love to hate him. And the biggest one of them all is Lysander. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say. And he's written for you almost feel bad, but then you want to unalive him also at the end. But I don't want spoilers on that one. That series is top notch. It's one of my top series ever. It hurts a lot. It's so good. But yeah. Do you have any other villains on your list?
I'm very excited.
Yeah.
I do. I have 2 sets more.
Ooh, yay.
The first set I have is from One Dark Window because
Yeah.
I am obsessed
Yes.
with that series. Like,
I
to the
love
point
it.
where I didn't realize that Rachel Gillig just, like, wrote another book this past year, and I just started it, and I'm not even through the first chapter, and I think it's got, because sidebar, I have been in such a huge reading slump. Like, I read Mistborn, and I don't even talk about Mistborn because that's a whole series of itself. It put me in such a reading slump because it's so well written that I'm having a really hard time picking up any books. And I've been rereading the here and there and here and there. And when I saw that she wrote another book, I just picked it up immediately, and I think it's going to fix it. But
That's the one
there
I
are
bought
2
on vacation.
villains.
Was that new book of hers? I haven't read it yet, but I'm gonna have to read it soon because
It's so good. It's
good.
so good.
yeah.
So good.
Who's your
But
villain off
there's
One Dark
2
Window?
villains, and you don't really know. Yes, first off, we're gonna talk about the Rowan King, and fuck that guy. Like,
Yes,
just,
he got what he
you
deserved.
know, and he did. He so did. He so did. And like, you know, oh God, I can't even think of his name. His first son. What is his first? I can't think of it right now.
shoot.
There's not Elm. Love Elm. What's his name?
It starts with an H. I
Anyways.
read that book too many months ago. I can't think of the name.
Hoth Rowan.
Yes. Oh,
Hoth Rowan.
Mm.
Hoth Rowan.
that dude.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm. For what you did to precious baby Elm. Ooh, the hatred I had for you, man, I really wanted you to die a whole lot sooner than you did.
Yeah.
But the side one that's not really a villain, but he starts off as a
is.
villain, is the Nightmare.
I had him on my list too.
I love the Nightmare. Oh, he is so sassy. He has the best little one-liners. He helps so much for you to like dive into the story and help put the cards together. Oh, I just
But
love
he's
him.
a
And we
villain,
find out
like-
in the end how much
Oh, it was almost a reverse.
He
'cause,
is
like,
the villain.
In the first book, he's helping. The second book, we
Yeah.
find out how much a villain he really was, but he still decides to help. But those last few chapters is like, is he going to, or is he going to screw them all over? Like, what's going to happen?
you never know.
No.
You don't know until the end, and it's so good. Oh, it's so good. He's so well written, and
Yeah.
you still like even till the very last page, you don't know
What's
what
happening.
the Nightmare is going to do,
Yeah.
and you don't realize how much depth the Nightmare has until that
Right.
second book when you start realizing like who he is and what he's gone through to be the Nightmare. And it's a great series. If you haven't read it, it is an always recommend. I recommend it for anybody because the Magic series is really easy to read. It's not like anything else out there, and you can follow along really well, and it's not so in depth that you can't follow it. I love it.
I recommend it to just about anyone too. That's like, what's something fantasy that I can read? I'm like, that's a good one. Even people who don't necessarily want a romantasy, there's not a lot in there. You know, like there's enough.
It's very mild.
It's very mild and stuff. So I'm like, it's got a little bit, but like, it's a good story. It is plot with a little bit of romance. You know, so I recommend it to people
It really is.
all the time. It's so good.
Yes.
But yeah, the Nightmare was on my list too because he's such a good villain. He's so well written.
He's such a good villain.
Because like she has you basically loving the Nightmare because he's helping and like he's just protective and all this stuff. And then book 2, you're like, what the crap? That's how this magic system started.
Bastard.
I remember having to pause it and be like, oh no. Like what he was sacrificing to get that power. I was like, I couldn't do it. I was like, no,
I know,
It's
and like,
crazy.
and we've got some spoiler warnings. When he takes over Elspeth, when he takes her and he's like imagined as like a little creature in the back of the dungeon, like
Yeah.
that alone, like I could picture it so well while I was reading it because he's that well written. He's such a
What?
good villain.
And the fact that poor Raven just wanted to make sure Elspeth was okay, so he'd use his nightmare card, and he's like, "She's fine." He's like, "But I need to talk to her." He's like,
She's fine.
"Sorry,
Get out
not
of here.
not gonna happen." And you're like, "Oh gosh, like what is?"
I know.
I'm gonna have to reread that soon because it's so good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. My last one that I have down on here is probably the one I know the least about, but I kind of also know the most about because I've read all of the SJM verse. But the Vogue slash Asteri slash
Yeah.
Daglin, that is deep villains, and they're
Yes.
shapeshifters, they're, parasites, they've taken over multiple worlds, and it's what the series is based on. It's what all three series are based on.
Yeah.
Each heroine has an encounter with these,
Something
and I
like
don't
that.
really know
Yeah.
what their real name is.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to call them the Vogue? Are we going to call them the Asteria? Are we going to call them the Daglin? But we really know
Yeah.
that all of them are the same. We all know they want to take over world for power, which I mean, that's kind of who doesn't want to take. If you're going to take over a world, you're going to take over for their power. Um, but we really don't know a whole lot about them in general.
Yeah.
And like, we know the Akatar series is really based on them fighting Hybern. Is Hybern part of the Daglin? Are they
Yeah.
part Vogue slash Asteri slash Daglin slash, villains from the SJM verse that because we don't know what their real name is. We
Well, and we
can't
didn't
pronounce
get
it in our tongue.
as many encounters with the Daglin in the Akatar world because it was like a
Right.
previous, talk about millennia ago. But in Throne
Mm-hmm.
of Glass world, that was the villain. They were fighting the Vogue in
Yep.
Crescent City.
They fought the
It
Vogue.
was the Asteri, and like I had Maeve on my list. She's a well written villain in the Throne of
Yes.
Glass verse.
She is.
Like she infiltrated so many minds and made a whole different life and all
Yes.
that after she ran away. Like she's a good
Yes.
villain.
Yes,
And
she is.
she's love to hate her. She got it in the end, thankfully, but she's a good one. I have
She
another
is, and
one
like,
from the Throne of Glass first too.
okay.
Elena is
I love
also a
it.
villain, in my opinion.
That hoe.
She
I
was
just
a,
can't
she
stand her.
literally not only setting up her like generational family to come for like, oh, you're gonna have to pick up my problem because I meddled when I shouldn't have. You had the ability to wake somebody up to find little Aelin, and you picked Arabin freaking Hommel. Not
Arabin
because you're like
Hommel.
it's gonna be bad for her, but he at least will give her the
Mm.
skills to survive. She was just like, I'll just wake him up. Are you kidding? Like of all the
Like,
people,
no!
like if you're already moving pieces
Elena
around,
is the Dumbledore.
she's yes, straight up. You
Same,
know,
same bitch, different body.
yeah. I mean, and I wanted to really hate, Lorcan set up for you to hate him from the start, but we love Lorcan because he's a good
Listen,
one.
he's ripping that shirt,
Yeah, but
making
like
period pads for
he was only
like, no, ain't no
evil
way.
and twisted because he was super loyal and had his feelings hurt when Rowan left. He just didn't
It
want to
was.
admit it.
He
Like,
really was.
and also Darrow
He
from
was. He's
there.
a simp.
Darrow was a jerk, but he was protecting
Yes.
Harrison. He was protecting what he
Yes,
knew.
he was.
But at
Yes,
the
he
end
was.
there, when he was like, Lysandra and Evangeline, I was like, oh no, now I like this dude. Like, he's actually
I
not
know.
that bad.
He's not bad at all. But he starts out as such a jerk.
Yeah, but there's some good villains in the Throne of Glass verse, and I think the Asteri, whatever we're going to end up finding out, I want to know, like, I'm very curious if eventually we'll have a one name for them. Because they're the same being,
I hope so.
essentially, it sounds like. Or they're from the same world, it sounds like. They may take different shapes and be different species
Yes.
of them, but they do the same things. They eat the light.
I think that we're going to end up calling them the Asteri.
Yeah.
I really do. I really think we're going to end up with the Asteri, but I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know. I feel like they have a true name. And
Yeah, I'm
like,
just curious what that
you,
is.
me too. I'm
Yeah.
totally curious to see what it is. And like, oh man, there's so many good villains out there. There's so much that, it's kind of fun to like the villain all at the same
Yeah.
time. I didn't write any more down because if I did, I could talk about them all day long. Um,
Yeah.
but
I
it's
just
just, oh, they're so good.
I love that fine line between the morally gray character who's willing to do what it takes to get to the end result, you know.
Right.
Because that's always the battle between the hero and the morally gray characters. Like, the heroes are only going to sacrifice certain things. The morally gray one's like, it's fine. It gets the job done, right? Like, it takes care of the problem. They're a solutions kind of person. We don't care how we get there. But I
Yep.
love a well-written villain that almost has you feeling bad for them or understanding where they come from. Like, because even since we just
Yes.
talked about, I kind of could see where Maeve was coming from there at one point in the books. You know, she was
Yeah.
sad, she was lonely, she didn't like who she was married to, so she left and found, like, I was like, you did some dirty, conniving things, but I get it.
You did
You
some
know?
shit. You
Yeah.
did some shit.
And, like,
I mean, it's
several
like
of
a
these
lot
villains
of the
on this
villains
list,
are
I
just.
get it. I get why.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Well, it's like Anakin Skywalker.
ugh.
And if the jet, like, he is the best written villain. That he is such a villain. You never expect him to start out,
And it was
and
the
they
Jedi
give you
Council's
such
fault
an
he became the
in-depth
villain.
story. Just
Oh.
freaking talk to him, like all, and also men in general. Just tell me what you want.
But they have
Like,
to be
just
they have
just
to be taught that they can share their feelings and be emotional. It's okay. Um,
do some inner healing.
but like with
Hug your inner
Anakin,
child.
that one is one of the first villains I remember, like watching the movies and reading a lot of the books and different things and being like, I'd have turned too. Like, I would have too, because he fought
In a
so
second.
many years. He was a top general and all this stuff, and they just like treated him like crap and pushed him to the dark side. Like,
Yes.
and I can
Yes.
see, like, if you only watched the movies, you might not have picked that up and agreed with him. But I'm like,
Hmm.
when you dive in a little deeper into some of
They
these more
pushed him.
stories, I'm like, I get it. I'd have done it too. Like,
They
I
pushed
get
him to
it,
where
it's
he is
fair.
now. And
Yeah.
like, so in the Star Wars universe, do you think Anakin's dreams were actual dreams, or were they planted by Palpatine?
I think they were planted.
Me too,
Because
because
I
I
think
think
he
he
was
could see which way they
so-
would go.
Yeah, I think he was so vulnerable because he played on his wants and his insecurities
Mm-hmm.
and planted
Yeah.
that in his head because he knew the Jedi
Yeah.
Council wasn't treating him well, that he was a well-established general and he was good. But I
Mhm.
think he planted them. I do.
Absolutely.
100%.
Absolutely. Again, another orphan child clinging on to the love, the minimal love he gets. How come all of our favorite, like, villains end up as, like, orphans? Like, our main stories we read, it's like, oh, look at this poor little
They really
orphan
are,
boy.
because my very last villain, like, that storyline is he ends up being an orphan at some point.
Yeah.
He doesn't start out that way, but my last villain on my list is from the Green Arrow comics, is Malcolm Merlin. He is a well-written villain. I don't know if you watched the show or read any of
Yeah.
the comics or anything, but... And all he wants is, like, his family to be safe. Like, I get it. He has a really cracked out way of doing it. Like, he does some shady
Yeah.
stuff, especially in the Arrow show on the CW. But even in the comics and stuff, it's like, I get it. You're a well-written villain. You're capable and all this stuff. But, you know, and even in some of the Arrow shows, he shows up when Oliver calls him for help. I'm like, why are you calling him? I get it, because you need someone that doesn't
Yeah.
care to kill. Like, you need someone that flips that switch. Got it. Okay.
It's just part of it. He is a good one. That is a very good one.
He's He's very well written. That pretty much wraps up most of my, like, I could look at my bookshelf and think of multiple others. And there's some I
Oh,
left
yeah.
off because
Oh,
there's
yeah.
no way to talk about them without them being huge spoilers. And I'm like,
Yes. Totally
I'll
agree.
save it. Like, there's one in Dungeon Crawl with
Totally
Carl
agree.
that I'm like, yeah, that's a perfect one, but I'm not remotely going to spoil that for you since you're reading it. Not
I
even.
love Dungeon Crawler Carl. I've gotten my husband into listening to it, and if he doesn't like sit down and let us finish this book, I'm just gonna finish it without him and pretend I
I
didn't.
need you
Um,
to get it. I need you to listen to it because it's so good.
but Princess
Uh,
Donut, man, like, love that little bitch.
she's funny. Like she's a
So,
really well written character. Um, and like her
mm-hmm.
development throughout is so good. I love it. But yeah, I keep trying to get for anyone listening to this that knows us personally. I keep trying to convince my husband to dress up as Carl for Halloween, and he won't do it. He's like, no. I'm like, it would be great.
I think he would be a great Carl.
Because Cooper wants to be a dinosaur. And I'm like, he could be a character that pops up later in the book. There's a cool dinosaur. And
Yes.
I'm like, it would be excellent.
See,
He's
it
like,
would be fine.
no. I kept sending him TikToks of Dungeon Crawler Carl. And the other day, he's like, I'm going to block you. Right. But yes, that's an excellent series. There's so many just really good villains out there.
There really are.
Yeah. Like in the Witcher
There really are.
series, you know, the Witchers fight off monsters and everything, but some of the kings and
Yes.
queens of the realm are actually the villains. You know, like
Yes, they
it's
are.
like it's so I it's just certain stories I'm like, yes, we all know where this is probably headed, but how we get there
Yes.
is why I go along for the ride every
Yes.
time. Like I love a
I love
good
it. I
where we
love
have
it.
to the villain has a decent arc, even if it's not a redemption arc, but it's enough that we're like,
Mm-hmm.
ooh, I understand why they're making the choices, and I understand, you know, like I love that. Um,
Mm-hmm. Like
but
Tywin Lannister,
yeah,
chef's kiss.
he's so well written.
He
Um,
is. He is.
yeah,
Well, guys, I
yeah,
think we have hit kind of our end of
oh yeah,
our villains podcast, but we appreciate you listening in. Thank you for joining us.
yes,
Let us know, drop below. Tell us who your favorite villains are. Let us
yes.
know if there's any villains that we talked about that you have strong feelings about, because I know lots of people like Albus Dumbledore and we do not in this house. Um, but thanks for following along. Like, follow, comment, keep up with us on all the things. We love to post fun things, and we love that you listen along with us.
Thanks.
Thanks. Bye, y'all.
I've hit stop. It's just taking a second. There it goes.
Okay.
I'm like, I've hit
See,
stop.
I think that because I was like, I think the other one has about 10 minutes on it, and I was like, if we try
Yeah, I was like, it's like
to
5 or 8. Yeah,
push it,
yeah.
yeah.
So why I have you? So like we're gonna interview Caitlin Friday.
Yes.
Do you think like 4:30, 5 o'clock would be a good time for you?
Yeah, that works.
Would you want to
Mhm.
just come over here so you don't have internet issues?
Yeah, that works. Yeah, that works.
Because we can like set Cooper up somewhere else and just sit in the living room or sit here at the desk and just like figure it out that way. Because Cooper won't be here, or I mean Hunter won't
Oh,
be here.
no.
So can you hear me? Maybe. I think you got frozen or disconnected. Can you hear me? Are you there?